Hey guys and gals, welcome back to another installment of the Pyramid of Giza. And I can't find the box, but does this even have a set number on it? Actually, no it doesn't. So it's an unnamed set. I think it's 21058. So last time we just finished up with the base, and honestly, just for this being, what, 2 or 3 plates tall, this is, not too bad. It's pretty rigid. So now we're going to be starting on the second bag here, and let's see what we can do. I need to get myself comfortable here. All live, uncut. Alright, so I got a different type of container this time, and I'm trying to move a bunch of other things around. So now we need to get in and start laying in plates. So we're going to have to start filling things in. Trying to make sure here. So obviously we're just going to be working in this area right here along this front. Now I don't know exactly how many bags I'm going to be doing in here, so we're just going to build until we run out of stuff. And I thought maybe I had a phone or something nearby. I have a tablet. Let's see what time it is. It is 3:50 in the morning. Alright, so let's see if we can get done with the bag and that kind of thing. And we got the I was almost going to say a bad word, but we got olive green there. Looks like we're just going 3 plates. And yeah, I got a little bit of a rant here. So apparently I got another Lego shipment coming in that I have acquired, and they said they tried to deliver it but couldn't deliver it because they couldn't find my address and said I wasn't home. And everybody knows how the post office is and such. Well, this wasn't the post office, it was another shipping carrier. And I don't know how. I had the screen door open today. I didn't see anybody coming up to the door. So, that's just how it is. So somebody obviously is pulling my chain. Why, I don't know. And yeah, pretty much that's about it. And this summer is pretty shot. I'm starting to get a lot of job offers now, so that's pretty much where I will be at, is doing database work. I mean, just strictly databases and nothing more. I have a friend that talks about all the vacations he goes on, but some of us are just not that privileged. But I'm just happy every day I get up and I still have a job, That's just how it is. The way everything's going right now. And now, sadly, COVID cases are going up again. Especially in my area, I'm like, well, I hope they don't close stuff down, because that would not be fun. Alright, so I'm just leaving the parts in this container. This is pretty straightforward. Most of it's just stacking plates on top of one another. And I believe that this is supposed to be the riverbed down here. So, yeah. Okay, and I'm a little more awake today than I was before. Yeah, so if you need a bunch of 1x6 plates, then there you go. Alright, so I think that's it, and then we start filling the rest of the stuff with bright green and such. So, very beautiful color, we just set that right there. In fact, that'd be great for like a really nice ocean type color. So, and yeah, we're stacking plates upon plates. It's not really cool, but to this set, obviously, I think they're trying to punish me. Let's make me do that. So, I'm kind of using these also as a podcast. Maybe I'll just use it for telling stories and stuff and things that have happened. You know, that kind of stuff. So let me just do that. So it's just like you can just sit back and you can just listen like a radio. Are we just going to flat this whole thing down? It looks like we are. Anything there? Yep. You know what? That's much better now. I don't have to hear the rattle of the container. And then I can just start putting these in here. Now I wonder why these are creator experts. You have to be an expert trying to figure out the manual half the time. When I did my backcountry camping, this is pretty much the same thing I did. I believe that there's water on top of this, and that's what I did. Is I just came in and I actually used studs because they're easier to peel up when you're done building, but it gives the water dimensions. Like right here it would be shallow and it would get darker and to simulate how the depth of water. So that's one thing I've done. And that kind of stuff. And also I've been working on my Minecraft resource pack for anybody who's on my gaming channel. Kind of stumped on some stuff, so I thought, well, let's call it a night. So I got up today, looked at it, and I thought, well, I'm going to be in front of the computer most of the day. So I'll wait until after I get done with my workload, then I will tackle that whole thing. Let's see if I can get it working. So, I'm trying to just spawn in some custom structures and stuff. And, you know, you don't want to give up on something like that, especially for something I want to use and put in my game and play it and stuff. And that sort of thing. Uh-oh. My first mistake of the day, and I gotta find a brick separator. And it's way over here. I'm working on a few more tutorial ideas. And how do you get those out? Well, we're gonna have to peel half this apart here to get these out. Yep, really gonna have to. So you're gonna have to pay attention. Yeah, but anyways, though, just don't give up on anything that you're doing. Sometimes you'll regret it later on. That's just how life is. That kind of stuff. Alright. Let's see here. Looking for a brown plate. I think that's it. My hands are already getting tired. Let's take a look here. So yeah, that's all you had to do right there. Nothing here yet though. So you got to put the foam piece here. I've been doing this in my manuals as well. Yeah, so you never want to just give up on things, and there's some things that I kind of wish I could go back in time and redo, but you know, sadly that's not how things go. Yeah, I remember years ago when I was in high school, you know, I was taking my PE course, and I hated PE. I didn't like it. I liked math and calculus and stuff. Call me nuts, but I liked the maths than I did like PE. And it was like basketball season or something like that. And after we got done playing basketball, my PE coach called me over, and I thought, uh-oh, did I do something wrong? I don't think I did, but you know, when a teacher calls you over, it's usually never good. But he called me over and said he noticed I liked playing basketball. I said, well, it's not, I'd rather do computers than this, but it's something that's like an outdoor recreational thing when I don't want to do anything else. And then he said, "You're pretty good at it." And I thought, in the back of my mind, you know, when you're in high school, your self-esteem's pretty low. It depends. And I thought, yeah, right. I don't know what you see in that. So he goes, "Well, you may want to try out for basketball practice. I mean, just go in there." You know, they were having basketball practice. Like, you should try out and see if, you know, see if you can get on the team. You're pretty good. You have a good shot, and you know, that kind of thing. And I thought, well, I don't know. I'm not really that athletic, you know. And then the weekend kind of approached by, and like 3 or 4 days later in the next week, he asked me again, and I just said, I just don't think I'm cut out for it. And you know, I kind of kicked myself in the rear because I could have done that, but no. We all learn now. So now I just give everything the best shot I can, and if I say I can't do it, well, I do it anyways. But I was like, this was like sophomore basketball or something like that. Yeah, no, I didn't try out for it, so I will never know. So that's why I always tell you know, people, friends, family, fans, always try out for things. You never know, you may end up doing well at something that you think you're just horrible at. It's like mock building. A lot of the stuff you see on YouTube that I build is all by trial and error. Sometimes I'll build something, it just doesn't work very well, and I'm missing a 2x4 brown plate. You know, that kind of stuff. You never know. And I never told my parents about that because I didn't want to. I would never hear the end of that. So that's something I've never really said anything. I said it on here now, but most older people don't even know what YouTube is or never been on it. But yeah, that's pretty much what happened. Boy, that's a lot of green plates there, huh? Yes, I'm a little tired again. It's one of those days, but that's how it is, you know. I need a palate cleanser before work, so that's why I'm doing this now. I don't know how far I'm going to get today on things, but... okay, there's a loophole there. So I'm trying to make this as rugged as possible. Thank goodness for the red outlines, because even if it's hard for me to see, there'd be no way you would ever figure this out, except if you had to try to match the picture up carefully. So far there's a lot of detail packed into this thing, and that kind of stuff, so yeah. And it's just like going into computer programming. You know, when I first started doing taking gigs and stuff, I thought, oh, I don't think I can do this. You know, I don't think I'm going to be good at it and stuff. And then I just plunged into it. Said, you know what, the worst thing they can do is just fire me. Well, no, that's not how it happened. That's not how it happened at all. That's when I started learning lessons more and more. Like, hey, I should just go for it. Here's the worst thing that anybody can say to you is no, so that's pretty much what it is. So now we're going to put some bricks. Finally something large. And it looks like we start on the corners. We're going to start over here first and work our way back. So we're going to need to place 5 of those. And sand yellow is a color, yeah, that's sand yellow, is a color that I kind of wish I had more of. So yeah, that's pretty much what it is. And did we wrap around that? Yes, we do. But yeah, always give it your best shot. I could have been the next basketball star. Yeah, well, that was kind of weird though, and you get approached like, "Oh, you're really good at something." Oh, cool. I'm good at something that's not computer programming, and still remember that today. Um, yep. Let's get those in there. We may have to do another bag or two. What I'm going to try to do is speed through these. I don't want to make it like I don't want to make like a 20-minute segment. Some people I know like to watch these as ASMRs and that kind of thing. We're going to put 2 of those there. I need 1 more of those. Ooh, are we missing something down there? I think there was supposed to be a brick in there. Yep, that's exactly what that was. And well, she's one of these. I found one laying on the floor, so that could have been it. So I fixed it. Remember, you always got to try. You don't want to just say I quit. No, you don't want to do that. Like we're missing a 1x6. I don't know yet. I haven't finished caking all these on here. And I don't know if I have any of these in my bin or not. Sometimes it gets a little stir crazy on things. And how far does this go? It goes all the way almost to the end here. Oh, I see the brick right there. Let's see. Cluttered workbench again. This time you can see more here. And I think that's pretty much it for that. Looks like the picture. And we're doing a lot of... Okay, we got to put more plates in here now. So now we got to stack some of these in here. We don't want to lose that in there. We'll never see that again unless I pick it up. I mean, so far the frame is pretty rigid. But... So we use... Why don't you just give me a couple of 1x6s instead of a bunch of 1x3s and piecing that in there? That doesn't really make any sense at all. And they give you a bunch of 1x8s. Let me make sure here. Is that supposed to be there? Yes, it is. Okay, I did good. I just guessed too. Alright. Yeah, so if you like storytellings and stuff, I'll just kind of bring up something that pops in my mind, something that happened to me, and then we can just sit here and just talk about it. Yeah, well, it's kind of sloppy back there. I didn't press that down all the way. Okay. Yeah, this bag here, ooh, I don't want to rip my manual. I save all my building guides as much as I can. And some of these steps are pretty darn easy, you know. So, I think I'm missing a part. So yeah, that was where, I don't know where I threw the other one at, but let me go get another one. Hold up. With the magic of YouTube, I've already got it. So I think the other one got thrown in one of those other bins. We'll find out later. And those are palisade bricks. So we're going to stick a couple of these in here. I mean, this is a pretty unique frame. It's, you know, I'm going to be honest, it just looks rather sloppy, but I'm sure that this is all going to be covered up. You saw what it looked like on the box, you know, if it's dark and depressing. But I honestly think they were taking pictures of this inside the Giza temple themselves, the pyramids. They probably went inside the most deep, darkest hole they could find and says, okay, let's take a picture of this and see if we can make it more gloomy. Which is what they did. Alrighty. See, there's actually some 1x2s buried in here. I didn't even really notice those. Yeah. So I guess we couldn't fit something in, or we have to extend it out by one whole stud. Is that what we're doing? Alright. Try not to get in the view so you can just sit back, watch the video, and listen, or whatever you want to do. You can be putting away your groceries or doing something. And I think that these smaller ones go here, like that. And it shows two of these right here. Well, I bet if I pick this frame up now, it's really going to be strong. Well, let's wait until after we get this bag done here and see what we can do. And if we still got some time here, we'll just keep going with the build, because the next two bags are actually really small. They're just like a little tiny container full of parts, so I'm sure we can manage that, huh? This one's just tiles. Oh, wait a minute, I caught myself. It's like, wait a minute, that doesn't make sense. But no, now I know why, because there's actually a 1x3 plate that goes there. So that's on me. I wasn't paying attention. And you know what, just looking at these 4x4 plates, I wish these were tiles. I really do. They'd make great sidewalk tiles. Yep. Oh, yippers. Okay, so I wonder what the tiles are for in the back, unless it's the removable back for this, or the top. But we don't know, because we're on bag 2, we're not on bag 8 yet, so we have no clue. And I think that was just it. Just fill that back thing in. So that was just... Okay, that's where all those go. So you just use all those. So that we really would blast through all these pieces now, huh? So... they are like this, and it's butt up against the edge. Okay. How many of those do I need there? 4? At least it's not reddish brown. I could just imagine how much that would break apart, huh? See, it's starting to buckle. I can't even get that in. Yeah, something in there is not lining up. If I start on that, and there we go. Then right here is a regular 2x4 flat tile. And then we're just going to wrap around here. Here. I think this is where the pyramid's actually going to sit on top. Like, what was... Okay, what's the point? I'm going to pop this out here. I think this might have been just a spacer, but what was the point of this tile sitting in there for? Wouldn't they just fill it in with a brick? You know? Or were they just trying to be a little funny there and shove that in there? Oh, got another one that's buckling up. Ooh. Yeah, if that was reddish brown, that would have EOL'd right there. That would have been end of the line for that one. Alright. I think that's pretty much it for the tiles. I use these also for tiles too, like if I'm going to have a wall next to these, like right here. Makes a good little, like you could use them for steps for like a house or something. Alrighty, so the next thing is 2 tiles and a bunch of backsplashes, or wall elements. So we start with, so the walls, these go right here, and 2x3 goes here. Okay. Alrighty. But no, you know, honestly, guys and gals, I'd rather sit and do a mock. If these really take off, I may end up doing some mock builds too, or I'll just sit down and work on a mock and we'll just talk and troubleshoot for about an hour. And I think that would probably be a little more entertaining than just watching me copy a picture from a book. I think that'd be something different. I don't know what's going to fill in here. Or is that the next page? I think that's what these are for. I bet these are supposed to fit in there. We won't know, well, now we'll know because I'll be able to turn the page. Yep. I guess that's supposed to be the sand right there, like the sand dunes. Okay, so we got to make 10 of those. Right there. So let's make a model. Honestly, if you had these in transparent blue, it'd make great wave pieces too. But, well, we don't. So we're going to have to... Sometimes I wish some pieces would come in certain colors. Well, let's start making 10 of these now. Yeah, I was hoping to have some plans for summertime. You know, going to the beach. Mainly I like going to the mountains. The beach doesn't really excite me. You know, I was a kid, I used to... Well, that's not how that goes. Used to go to the beach, and now it's like, yeah, I like the mountains better. I like anywhere where there's not a lot of people. I want to be able to get up and do something without, you know, where I can just take my time and not be ran down by people crowding up behind me or whatever, you know. And most of the people I know, friends and such and family, they don't like camping. They like to stay in hotels and go to the big cities. And for me, I'm like, oh, I don't want to do that because I'm around modern technology all week. I don't want to deal with that. I just want to get away. Oh, well, you're missing out. I'm like, no, I'm not missing out at all. Alright. So, what I'm gathering is the hump part goes here. So what I'm going to do is remember that and place this back here, because I'm going to tell you right now, these are almost going to be impossible to really remove. So I better get those right in the first time. And I'm moving that out of the way. I'm tired of my elbow bumping into that. Okay. So we need to put 3 of them on these sides. We're going to start with the outside first. See, once you get that done, it goes really fast. You know, that's not going to do us any good, huh? Can't really see behind there because of this lip in the way. In fact, it'd probably been easier if we put those in last. And then we just come in here and we place the other 4. And it looks like the little scallop parts go here. Alrighty. Well, see, there we go again. I mean, you know, I can't even function doing this. How am I supposed to function at work? I mean, how am I supposed to do that today? I don't even know how. But I got it in there. Alrighty. Desert. So right here they show you what it's supposed to look like. So yeah, it is supposed to be desert sand. Okay. I like the little information that they give in these books. You know, just kind of spices it up a bit. I'm sure there's going to be more stuff in there. And yeah, that's a rocker bearing. I don't know why that's in there, but okay, so gotta put this little one on the other side. I love these little corner tiles. They're pretty cool. They're also small too, but they're really cool. A lot of these pieces just didn't even exist when I was a kid. They started making really good parts when I was a teenager, but I wasn't really into Lego. I was into other things. But yeah. Alright, so we're going to put 3 here. They do make a 1x3 these. Why don't they just use 2 of those? Would have probably been better. Well, I'm really kind of mashing stuff down here. And we are almost done with bag 2. So I may end up going doing bags 3 and 4 today real quick. That's, you know, that kind of thing. We'll probably just do bags 3 and 4. Because they're really short. That means I can get the first part of this thing built. We'll just keep going here because we've been doing this for 30 minutes. Yeah. Okay, there is a chute that goes there. Okay, so that must be the little walkway to get up in there, huh? And, okay, so they're centered. So they hang over by one stud on both sides. This is almost something you'd use for like one of those marble mazes. Alright. This sits right here. And you swing that down, so I guess you can walk into the blue water. And then I believe that's it. This is the only thing that's left right here. Just the one piece. Alrighty. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and do bag 3 real quick. We may just make this a long episode. I don't want to break it down anymore. So that's bag 3, just a little container. So they kind of, I mean, of course, probably a lot of parts in there. Okay, it's not really a whole lot. Let's see if I can slide that over and then show you. That's pretty much what it is. Mostly small stuff. We're actually putting water in here this time. So that's what we're doing. We're jumping right on in the water here. Really cool. Okay, well let's get going on this here. Let's start on the water. So see, that's why they have that textured stuff under there. So I'm just going to start placing the water pieces in until I can find the right parts. I need a bunch of these for a swimming pool. Well, I don't know how many this set, how many do we need in here so far? 28? Yeah. I think that's got me covered. I mean, even if you get in the set just for the parts, it's not too terribly bad. Let's put these plates here so this stuff just doesn't roll off the table. And here's one of these. We'll put this, it's 2 from the corner here. Like I said, if I find anything that's blue, I'm just going to go ahead and start picking it up now. I found one of those. Okay, good. So this whole bottom edge here is just one piece. So just a bunch of 1x4 pieces. It's just one size here. Where does this go? We don't need that yet, so we'll set that up there. We may need that eventually. Let me make sure I'm not making any boo-boos. So the second row just ties into this here. So I think that's what the creator was going for, is this to have a bit of a texture right here. The lamp's kind of drowning it out, but hey, I don't have a good source of lighting, so this will have to do. Alright, we'll just keep going here. And it looks like we skipped the white part. Yeah, you just put a 1x2 there. First I thought I heard the thing click off. I was thinking, uh-oh. Catastrophic failure. Let's go ahead and finish up the second row real quick here. Alright. Okay. Set that 1x1 over there. Well, it really shows up there with it being light blue. I think because it's white under there, or just the blue. Yeah, it just makes that blue really pop out. And this fits here, and this fits here. Okay, so now we're going to add more water. Isn't that cool? We're adding a bunch of water in here today. That's where all the water went. There's a drought in California. That's where it went. Went to the pyramid. This one, let's work our way up here. I think there is a 1x1 that goes here. Oh, I made a boo-boo, I think. Here's the fourth row. 1, 2. So 1, 2, 3, and okay, I see. All right. 1, 2, 3. You put this here, and I'm just going to set that in. I'm not going to press it in or commit. So that's why I didn't want to commit to it. In fact, there's supposed to be a piece here. I haven't seen those little 1x2s. They're kind of rare in here. All right, let's just do one row at a time because I'm starting to get pretty lost. And so yeah, this is one of those manuals you're going to have to follow along really closely. Alright, I'm on the fourth run, and that's where it's saying we got another one of these plates. And there we go, right there. And this one here starts here, and you skip every other one. So like, I just place a plate here, put that in there, and just repeat the pattern. I'm going to need this here in a second. Well, that's where all the little 1x2s went. We're hiding over there. And is there supposed to be something there? Oh, a water plate. Okay, we'll put that water right there. Oh yeah, so you can watch, you can all say, hey, I watched them put all those little tiles in, and I'm missing a trans, oh there it is, a trans blue. That looks pretty good. Do we have to go up another row? Yeah, pretty easy, just 4 of these. And we got to do that side over there on the right, so yeah, it is what it is. Okay. So we got to come back in here. And let's start here. And it's just basically straight tiling all the way down. Yep. Got to really follow these instructions. So I mean, it's a nice good method they use for blue. And no, I'm not going to throw in the towel. It's not hard yet. It's only going to get hard when, I don't know, when I get frustrated. Right now it's just trying to find all the parts here. And I've seen some people where they've used straight tiles for their oceans and stuff, and I don't even do that. I just use a bunch of plates and tiles. So it looks like the water's a bit choppy. You know, I guess it's to each his own, but that's how I do it. I mean, there's no right or wrong way to put water in, but sometimes you want it to be a little rugged. Alright, and in here, like this area here, will just be a pair of these. Alright. And then here, before I commit, let me make sure exactly. Wait a minute. We put the plate here. Okay, I see. before I commit, I always take a look. You never know. And then, see, we're already going to the next page. Next page looks pretty interesting. No more blue after that. I'm going to be dreaming about this color. Not for a mock though, but it'd be for a something. So we got a plate that goes here. And then a 1x2 here. That's pretty much it. And there's actually a piece that goes in the center here. Oh, here it is. Oh, were they generous and gave me an extra one? I can always use those. Alright, so the next one now is just landscaping. So now we're going to continue the green on down here. I've used these in my backcountry camping. And these work really well for doing just that. So it's not like a straight line that runs through it. And you can use different types of these too, and it just works really well. And then while we're here, I'm just going to grab these, and they just have a few of these little stud flowers sitting on top here. And I think that's bright green. I guess it's supposed to be like lily pads or something. Make sure it's not dark green. You got to be careful. Oh, there is some dark green in there. Ooh, we're really going to have to be careful now. Because, well, yeah, that doesn't seem right. Oh, I did make a boo-boo. Alright, so let's see if we can get these out here. There we go. There's actually those dark green studs that go here, or earth green. You want to be more formal. Stick that earth green right there. It's a hollow stud. Skip 2 studs from this in here. Oh, that just sits in there. Okay, so we just fill that little hole in. Whew, okay. Yeah, we already got half that done over there. So far it's looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Just slow go. Slow go. Oh, that piece is coming up. What are we going to do? We're going to beat that down in there. Wait. Okay. I'm going to tell you right now, I wasn't even paying attention. They actually have arrows pointing in there for the studs. Whoops. Yeah, I'm really not paying attention, huh? I'm glad now I caught that in time, too, because that would really been a pain to get this apart. I think that's it. So you had 3 studs, and that's exactly what I put in there. Alright. Oh, I didn't finish yet. Still got more of these little stud flowers. And yeah, I mean, it's these type of sets, though, like this is, like I said, this is my very first architecture set. And just for the build quality, this is probably just a display piece, as far as I can tell. But it is keeping my interest up to a point. Like, it's not, so far it hasn't been really repetitious or anything, maybe for these right here, but other than that, though, it's not terribly bad. It's not like something I'm going to say, oh, this is not a good set. So far, I'm happy with the set. And then we got to start there. Okay, so now we're going to put tan on here. That's kind of backwards, because wouldn't they use the tan down here by the shore? Well, I don't know. And it looks like I'm going to have to follow this very closely here. So, really closely. You got to stick this whole 1x16 there. Make sure. Yep. Now, I'm not a fan of that. I'm a fan of just using some 2x4s. They're easy to muscle in and out. You know. But of course, I think that probably would have made the set more expensive. Wait a minute, hold on. Oh, okay. Alright, Just making sure. There's actually some 4x6s. Boy, they got you putting a bunch of stuff in here at one time. So you're going to have to really be careful with that. There we go. And then, of course, these. Just going to set that there right now. I'm assuming that this is probably... No, that doesn't go there. Okay, I'm trying to find the other pieces. Well, we'll just stick this one here then. I mean, I'm really just making sure that I'm not really putting the parts in the wrong area. Wow, what's with all those? I need another one that's backwards. Oh, there we go, finally. I mean, look at all the parts they make you put in this one area. That's what, about, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different pieces. Yeah, I mean, that's... And I hate when they got them in the middle of the page because it's like almost hard to fold the page over. But of course, if they made this a spiral bound manual, maybe I should get the paperless version. Wait, this plate is not supposed to be there. Okay, I'm going to have to peel that up somehow and pray that I don't rip that out of there and destroy it. So I just assumed that it was going to be a mirror, so that's how it's supposed to be. Then after that, it's a 1x3. Alright. It's one of these. I'm sure there's probably another layer that goes up on top of this. 2x3. And, oh wait. Am I working too far ahead? No, I'm not. Oh, wait a minute. That's a 1x3, not a 2x3. Yeah, I'm really glad they gave me a brick zipper. I bet you by the time I'm done, this thing's going to be all stripped and doled out. And yeah, that's how it is. So this is a pretty bit of a challenge in here to put this together, even for an adult like myself. So obviously this set is not meant for little children. Alright, then we got to put another layer of plates on here. So now we're using the rest of these up. See, these plates are just, let's see here, yeah, it's just like that. And I'm kind of jumping ahead here a little bit on some stuff because I'm finding a bunch of plates that I don't need right now, like these. And I think it joins here. I could have put that one there, huh? Well, do we even have one of those? I got two of these backwards ones. Looks like the picture, but I'm missing a piece, or it's probably buried in here, one of the two. Always check under the big stuff. Yeah, oh there it is. Never mind. Alright. And then pair of, is that a, okay, I see, it's tucked behind there. Alright. Yes, I'd like to show you the manual too. So if you see a mistake or something going on, I want to let you know so you don't make the same boo-boos as I have. I think that's pretty much it on that side. Yeah, looks pretty good. Looks like the picture so far. Okay. Oh, we got to build 3 of something. Well, guess what we're going to do? Make an assembly line now. Let's get all this out of the way here. And hoping you can see right here in the corner. So far, it's This build is, like I said, it's not meant for children, obviously, especially with all the small parts. And two, it's pretty involved. You know, this build, since it is divided up into several different bags, if you had another copy of the manual, or if you have a partner that was could put it on a mobile device, he or she could you could build this thing. Like a person can build bags 1 through 4 and the other one can build 5 through 8. So I don't know how that would work. Some of these sets are just kind of meant for solo builders like myself. Push that down there. A YouTuber taught me that. You know, just stick the tiles on, doesn't matter if they're straight, and just kind of mush them down. Sometimes they... Of course, this is back before we had all these half and full round tiles. Well, if it's full round, it doesn't matter, but there we go. That was another scorcher today. It's like, man, I'm already tired of summer already and I want it to be winter again. Alright. Alrighty, so now we got to do that. We're still working on the same step too. So they got a sub-step. So we'll set those off to the side and grab a couple of these angular plates. Start putting this together. Is that what it asked for? And why do I only see one of those in there then, Oh, we're supposed to make... No, you gotta make 3 of them. Oh, there's another one. Sometimes it'd help if I just didn't have this white table. Start moving these over here. These are a little different. I don't care about them. Set this stuff here, because I have a feeling we're going to need this stuff anyways. And obviously there's 3 of those, so yeah. Where is that last piece set? I have a few of those, but probably not in that color. And I'm starting to slow down a bit, so let me start, let's see here. Well, I pulled all the white stuff out of here. In case it got lost. Well, I'm going to have to look around for it and see. Let's just continue on here. I may have to go find that booger. Yeah, this is a pretty intricate step here because you got to shove this on here like this, and then you got to shove the small tile on there and it faces upwards. So all that, and then it sits down in here like that. So you gotta make 3 of those. And my voice is cracking, so yeah. Getting tired. Okay. Let me just leave it like that there. Is that how it goes together? No, it doesn't go together like that. It goes together like that. Boy, I'm really getting tired. Really. Alright. So now I can't find that one piece. Let me look under here. And yeah, I'm gonna... Sometimes I find out they'll go in different bags, because I did do a thumbnail on this. It could have rolled in another bag. So let me go find a piece real quick. Thank goodness I have spares. So I think it probably rolled in another bag when I was going through stuff. So far we're missing a round brick and missing this, so we're just going to have to deal with it. Okay. Okay, so we put it under the base. As long as these look alike, that's all I care about. So they look alike, that's all that matters. I mean, the next container is probably the same as this one. I'm just debating though, because we've already spent a lot of time just on this. See, this has just had a lot of small parts in there. 3x. So we already got 3 of those, and they go on one side. Alright, so it's 2 from this in here, so you just line up on the steps. Oh, they're 3 away. Okay. Well, that doesn't go there. Well, yeah. Yep, that thing just, well, that really just coming apart, huh? Just to get that one piece off, why don't I just stick that in there and do it here then? Stick that back in there. There we go. Now you didn't know I didn't do anything. Let me guess, the other ones are probably the same. No, actually we're building something with big pieces now. So it's actually a big sheet that we're putting in there. Okay, now we're getting to the big stuff that I can manage here. Okay. So have it hang over and have one stud down, and we shove this down here. Stacking plates on top of one another. Never a good sign for a build. Okay. And this one just sits in the middle, making sure we don't have to build 2 of these, because there's only one set of plates, but still you never know, it could trick us. And then these go in the back. Actually, I'm jumping steps, by the way. Maybe I shouldn't do that, but oh well. Who's gonna tell, huh? Alright, so that goes there. They have red upon red, which is not good. And slide this here. Now we're using, I think, the remainder of these. Alright. And we'll take a look at the next bag, and if it's something that I can manage real quick, we'll do it, get it done, and we'll just do bags 2, 3, and 4 here, and we'll have, oh, I thought I broke some, 2, 3, and 4 done. Okay. You know, one thing I wish I could do is sometimes I wish I can just play music in these things, and I just made a mistake. The reason being is after a while it gets kind of boring with it being quiet and all. I know I see why people want music in some of these, but you know, as greedy as the copyright police are, these record companies have gotten so greedy, it's not worth it. Oh, the musician's going to take all your credit because you used one of his songs as a background. Yeah. Well, we don't want to make the musician any more richer than he already is, so he ain't getting nothing. Because I just won't play music in these things. Yeah, I think after is there a 1 by 1 in there? All glad now I read ahead. So it's like that, and we'll shove that in there. So it's basically repeating this pattern like we had before. I bet it goes in one of these spots here. Probably on that side. And that's exactly what it is. And how I know that, because the book tells you, but look, the pattern repeats. I think we're supposed to press that down. Because honestly, that it would be a pain to get out. Now I'm going to slowly work that in. I'm not going to just hammer that down real quick. Well, maybe we're going to have to, because I cannot see on that side of the table. Yeah, this thing's pretty sturdy too. It's not flopping around or anything. It's pretty well built. I mean, I think after bag 2 it's a winner here. So that's where we're at. And we're going to have to make more multiples of stuff. So 6 and 3 is 9. Okay, yeah, so I think what we're going to do after this is I'm going to go ahead and just stop after this bag. And the reason being is because it's just taken so long and I have to do work. I can't build with Lego all day long. I know some people do, but I can't. We'll see though. It's not looking good, but I'll take a look at the next bag though and see what we have here. And then we got some corner tiles. That's not too terribly bad. Oh, we got to make 6 of those, not just 3. Well, okay. While we're here, I guess we're going to have to make the rest of them. Alrighty. Well, that's 4 down. Oh, and doing this all in one sitting is usually never fun. Because you can burn yourself out of a project real quick. But I really want to see this thing done too. But this is probably a set that you should not, and that's just highly recommended. I don't think the manual tells you that, but you should not assemble this in one whole day. Alright, so that's where you put some of these at, and then we have the Radiator Grill and that there for the 3. Alright, and the book is going to play games and start closing on me. I don't have a lot of space where I'm sitting at, so I just have to manage it. Alright. And that goes there, so we're going to have to make 3 of these here with the tile on the top. Yep, lots of pieces. It's not a... This is obviously not meant for little kiddies. I mean, I'm sure a kid could put this together. If he or she has enough patience to do so, I tip my hat off to him to put that together. Alrighty. Now we got to put these over here. So we'll start with that one first. Looks like we are right here. I'm not committing yet, I'm just setting them down in there. I'm trying to go by landmarks. So here's one here. It's like that. So now we can start setting these in here. And yeah, there's just a bunch of stuff you're going to have to put together. Alright, let's see. I'm looking at the landmarks. It's right on this crack here. Right across from that one. Looks good. And these square ones, it does matter which way these go. So which way does that fit in there? Okay, it fits even on the front. And how many studs over? 2. Must be little buildings or something here. Whoops. And then this one here is 2 studs from both sides, with the radiator grills closer to me on the left hand side. And right across from here right where that's supposed to be. And we got another one of these. And it's right where it starts sloping, right there. I guess we got to have that ocean view, huh? And then this last one, it's kind of catty-cornered to this one right here. Okay. And guess what? We're going to have to build more of those. We're going to have to build 2 of these. And so we just stick a plate and some radiator grills in the middle. Whatever I grab, just throw them in there real quick. And pretty much set those down in there. Or stick a couple of these 1x3 jumpers on there. What they're trying to go for is these right here. They look like little windows. Okay. And alright, we must have made a mistake somewhere, and how I know this is because I don't have any more 1x2s. I'm just making sure here that I didn't boo-boo. And I didn't. So why are we short a couple of... I have plenty of studs though. Oh! Okay. I'm going to have to take that all apart because there's supposed to be studs in here. So yeah. Really got to follow close to this. Then we can put one of these back together, and then the tile goes on the top. See how crooked those are? So you got to mush them down on the table to get them really flat. So I got to take this guy apart here and spare the fingernails. Let's just do that. Set these 2 here, there, and the tile, and or the plate and the tile, and then these. Let's see here. Goes to where it's probably there. There's 2 studs, not 1. Is that where it's supposed to be? All right. Yeah. Before you do anything, always check your work. Especially on something like this. Alright. Something here doesn't belong. So this, I gotta move over, and so this one's actually 1 stud away. And this one here, it's like it's 2 studs away. Right there. Let's make sure. Looks like these things are lined up. Yeah. I put something else in the wrong spot too. Note to self, when I do the review, tell the viewers, you're going to make sure you're really wide awake and you don't have any other obligations to do. And I think that's it for this bag. That's exactly what it is. So here's bag 4 right here. So we'll take a peek in that. So this is all the leftovers we have here. It's a lot of little odds and ends. Okay, so here is bag 4. Don't let that fool you, because there's a lot of little pieces at the bottom. So I think that's where we're going to stop at for the morning. And let's take a look here. So this so far is bags 1, 2, and 3. And with the dust caking on it already, it's not too terribly bad. That's what it looks like on the bottom. And it's pretty sturdy. So after you get the second and put the third bag in there, so I think this last bag, let's take a look here and we'll see what, let's see what it looks like here. So obviously we're not doing that yet. Okay, so this is So this is a sneak peek of what it is, what's to come. I'm not filling that right now. So we'll do that in the next episode. We'll start with bag 4 later on that. But thank you all for watching.